Hello, this is Paul again. This is looking at issue 17 of Super Play, March 1994. Cover game here, Mega Man X, a game which I'm sure if you're into Super Nintendo, you're aware it does cost quite a bit now to get on PAL. I think last time I looked, box probably about 70 to 80 quid. Not quite as expensive as the other Mega Man X games, because obviously they're just stupid prices. But anyway, here we go, issue 17. So we have got the usual editorial page and an advert here for the Action Replay 2. Like I've mentioned on previous videos, I only own the first one and the Mark III. So I don't know when that Mark III came out. I might stumble across, a date, while going through these magazines, as we get to the later issues. Anyway, we've got the contents pages here. So we've got a few guides, including, guide for Shadowrun, like I said a few times, one of my favourite games. And then we've got a couple of featured reviews around here, and obviously all your regulars down here on the side. So anyway, here we go. We have got the Super Play profiles. We have got Mortal Kombat 2 approaches. So obviously in the arcades we've got Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine here. Graphics were a little bit nicer, I seem to remember, on Mortal Kombat 2. Obviously it was a massive deal. Like most fighting games, more fighters to choose from. Obviously more finishing moves and everything like that. So moving on, we have got some fanzines featured. So we don't do this every single month, but obviously show it a little bit, when they can. I suppose when they've got a few different ones to show. A lot of anime fanzines featured this issue. Then a game called Spectre by Game Tech. Never played it. Looks like a bit of a 3D type, blocky type game. No, I'm not being very clear there. I don't think it sells for that much though now. So if you do want it, it's fairly cheap to pick up, I'm pretty sure still. Anyway, then we've got some news on Super Bomberman 2. Obviously fantastic game, you know what to expect from Super Bomberman. And then we've got some updated news on a few games coming out. Super Troll Island, Snow White Happily Ever After. Nothing that really jumps out too much there. So again, moving on, Live from Hell City. We've got, I can't remember what we call, but like all these different machines, where you put in coins in, getting tickets and all that sort of stuff. Dancing stage game there, well, looking like a very, very basic one. I suppose from 1994, you probably didn't see as many of them. And then we've also got the usual Fantasy Quest, Romancing Saga games there. And what else have we got? Final Fantasy VI, a bit of news there and a few pictures. So nothing standing out too much in this issue. The Super Play Hot List. What are people playing? They are playing Super Bomberman, Wolfenstein, Rock'n'Roll Racing, Terminator 2, the arcade game, and Secret of Mana. And yeah, great to see Secret of Mana, obviously absolutely fantastic. Then we've got an advert here for Soccer Kid from Ocean. I'm pretty sure that came out on the Amiga as well. I'm not 100%, but I'd be very surprised if it didn't. And then an advert here for Wolfenstein 3D. I do remember buying this from basically a shop in the town where I live now. It's sadly no longer there. It went under years ago. But yeah, I remember buying that. It must have been about 14. Obviously it didn't really have a proper age rating or anything like that. And yeah, played that for quite a while, but got rid of it years ago. I'm going over 20 years ago now. Anyway, then we've got a bit of news on Undercover Cops, which is arcade conversion, and then again the Blabbermouth with Chris and Tell. Usual Anime World with obviously the latest news. Again, still nothing really jumping out. Some news here on Samurai Spirits. A decent fighting game. I have got that knocking about, but I'll pull that out when we actually get up to the review of it in a few issues' time. And then this device, I don't know if anyone remembers it, the moderator. Well, basically it's locks your console, so obviously your parents think you're spending too much time on your consoles, that's it. You know, they can lock it and put a timer on. You know, never actually spoke to anyone who's experienced that, but yeah, intriguing. Anyway, excuse me, onto the charts. Number 1 in the UK, Mario All Stars, and Goldman in the UK import chart, Romancing Saga, Japanese chart, and Tecmo Super Bowl in the American chart are all your number 1s. Las Vegas CES, so obviously chance to see all the big upcoming games here from Capcom, EA down here, Nintendo of America, and God, there's really not too much news there. And then it's a little bit of news here, going through all the different Mega Man games coming out on the NES and the Game Boy, and obviously now Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo, which we'll be coming to in a moment. So, next thing we have got, music feature. It says, remember MC Mario and the Ambassadors of Funk? You should do. They got to number 8 with Super Mario Land in 1992. Well, they're back with an album and more. So obviously a feature there, if anyone actually remembers that game, sorry, not that game, that single came out around the same time as the Tetris song, music. Moving on, featured review, for a cover game, we've got Mega Man X. Now, I remember buying Mega Man X from a shop called Canning's in Lee, which is up near where I am in Wigan. Absolutely solid. I've said so many times I'm absolutely awful at games. With this one, I'm absolutely terrible at it. I'm just awful at Mega Man games. So I think I kept it for about a week, then got rid. But again, I'm going back over 20 years. 88% though they gave that, so I know it's always had high ratings. And have it here for flashback. Last issue, there was a preview for Lethal Enforcers. Here's the review of it. They gave it 69%, so it's not too bad. I was correct, it was called the Justifier, the gun that you obviously get with it. I was at a comic book event this weekend just gone. I saw Lethal Enforcers on the Mega Drive. Didn't ask how much it is. Well, how much it was, sorry. Not really my type of game. Next up, Dragon Ball Z 2. Popular obviously in Japan. 75% Dragon Ball Z. I think it's still going. I know it's still popular, it's got its fans. Legendary Mystical Ninja 2, which I have recently bought. It's in the Super Play Top 100. And also, it only got the Japanese release, so 90%. And I only paid about a tenner for it, so I got it for a really good price. Something that I'm very happy with. I've still not got around to playing it. Next up, Mario's Time Machine. So, not the typical Mario game, bit more of an educational one. 60%, obviously it's got Bowser there and, you know, a few of the other well-known Mario universe characters. Not really my sort of thing at all. And then we've got Space Ace. Fantastic graphics, not a great score, 58% there. Space Ace and Dragon Slayer always looked absolutely amazing, but they just never really appealed to me, you know, going back on all the different systems that they came out on. Anyway, we'll move on. Next up we have got, still a fantastic game, NBA Jam. Played this loads with mates, not into basketball games, but this is obviously just fun and easy to play. Excuse me. 87% they gave that, so a very good score. The tournament edition, which came out a bit later, pretty sure got a higher score. And then we've got the aforementioned Wolfenstein 3D, 78%. Not a fantastic score there, but yeah, not too bad. And then on the cover of Total Magazine, Wolfenstein 3D again. So obviously quite a big deal, because obviously the game was very popular on PC back then. Then we've got King of the Monsters 2, 74%, massive monster one-on-one fighter. Pink Panther Goes to Hollywood, or Pink Goes to Hollywood, 76%, one of the many platformers back then, not the type of thing that really bother me. Advert there for Edge, another guide for Solstice 2 Equinox, so all your maps and things. It does get quite tricky, this game, so a map on something like this really was like a godsend, because as I said, no internet back then. And then we've got a bit of a guide here for Shadowrun. So Shadowrun can be quite tricky. I think with this I've got like a lot of the memories just burned into my brain, so I do remember a lot of things what to do on it. But I remember playing it first time, and there were quite a few times where I find myself getting stuck for, you know, several hours. But I don't know, it makes it obviously easier by just grinding as you would on most you know, RPGs, getting more money, getting new skills, and hiring Shadowrunners to get through the game a lot quicker. But yeah, so as you can see, a massive you know, guide there, you know, 6 pages, and then a player's guide for Total Carnage, which is obviously a semi-sequel to Super Smash TV. 5-page guide, and then we've got Game Freak with, again, all your question and answers. Question up there about Secret of Mana, looking about a well, asking about a UK release, which I know has come out because I've got that on my shelf. Then we've got a few cheats here, more stuff on Secret of Mana down here on the Ask Alan, and also Soul Blazer, I think, yeah, still in my collection there. Fantastic game, loved it as a kid. Some cheats here for for Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Zombies Ate My Neighbours, Sunset Riders, Royal Rumble. Well, so we've got some codes here for Flashback, because that game does get quite tough. Your Action Replay codes. What else have we got? Rock'n'Roll Racing tips. So loads and loads of stuff there. Advert for Games Master. Nintendo Hotline this month, looking at Lost Vikings. If you've not played Lost Vikings, it's a fantastic sort of like action platformer / puzzle game. Obviously each Viking has got 3 different skills, you know, that you need to use together to obviously get through the level. Yeah, it's really, really good. There was a sequel, never played the sequel though. And then here we've got some envelope art, which looks amazing. Obviously we've got Chun-Li there, and then we've got a load of anime type characters. What's hot and what's not. What's hot, what Nintendo will do next, whether Nintendo get a bad time in the newspapers, and whether gaming in general gets a bad time. And what's not, why are carts too expensive, why don't Mega Drive carts work in my SNES, and when is Street Fighter 3 coming out? Everyone knows Street Fighter 3 took ages to come out. And then we've got the What's cart, this time colour coded, so we've added this now. Looking at these percentage ratings, 90 to 100% they've rated red, obviously red hot. 70 to 89 rated blue, so you know, still not bad, well worth considering if you're into that sort of thing. 0 to 69, the black ratings, not great. So quite a few pages still given to What Cart, but still listing them all, you know, in one issue. And then we've got the usual classified ads, and obviously your back issues page, and then just your usual next month there. So Humans, Pinball Dreams, Yogi Bear, Chaos Engines, Spectre, and then that's it. Back page, Total Carnage, came out on the Game Boy as well. I was unaware of that, you know, in all honesty. So yeah, that is issue 17. Like I say, we'll carry on getting through these. Obviously, pretty sure I'm only a couple of issues off the Super Metroid issue. So obviously that's like a massive game that came out in 1994. Anyway, again, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll obviously respond to any comments, what you think of the video. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll see you soon. Bye.